Hi everyone, in this episode of Take Charge Now, I'm going to do something that came to me via Instagram. On my Instagram account, Patty_Lovett-Reid, I was doing this Ask Me Anything once a week. And one of the things that came about was, would you do a small video on what you would tell yourself if you were in your 20s, financially speaking? And I thought, what a great idea. So I'm going to go way back when, because I do believe that when you set yourself up financially in your 20s, it bodes well for your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and even in 20s. You might be surprised that I'm going to say save a little bit for retirement, because believe it or not, it comes much faster than you think. And when you start early and save often, you don't need to put as much money away, because time and compounding, many call that the eighth wonder of the world, really can work well for you. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The first thing I would do if I'm in my 20s and I've recently graduated is I would set a financial goal for myself. Something that excites me, that lights me up, that will say to me, I'm not going to mindlessly spend on something over here because this is far more important. Now, I get it, budgets get a bad rap, but unless you're razor sharp on your numbers, it's really difficult to get ahead, to live below your means. Now, there are two ways you could budget. The first one is 80-20. 80% of your after-tax take-home pay goes towards everything you need and want to spend money on. But 20% right off the top goes towards savings. That works for many. It's not stringent. It allows you a little financial flexibility, and it satisfies that need to save some money for that goal that's really important to you. Others would say try the 50-30-20 rule. 50% go towards your needs, the things that you really need. You probably have a contractual obligation, but you also have to eat, that sort of thing. Then you've got 30% that goes towards the things that you want, and 20% goes to savings. Now, some will challenge this sort of setup because people have a hard time distinguishing between what I need and what I want. But the bottom line is the savings component in both, the 20% that you tuck away. Now, initially, I would probably put that into an emergency fund, money that you could get access to should you need it, because irregular expenses happen all the time. People lose their job when they least expect it. Also, you could use some of that money rather than for savings to pay down debt. The goal here is to improve your balance sheet. Now, I've made a whole list here. I would suggest, here we go, balance your accounts once a week. I know it sounds excessive. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but when you balance your accounts, how much money you have coming in, where it is you're spending your money, you start to highlight some of the areas that could be problematic, whether it's eating out on a regular basis or that mindless spending, or you've bought the third black skirt that you really didn't need. Pay yourself first. You know that 20% I'm talking about? Have it come directly out of your account as soon as your paycheck goes in. You won't miss it. Now, here's something that I started way back when. I don't do it as much as I used to, but I always looked for deals. Always asked for a better price, because it's always no until you actually ask for it. I don't spend on impulse. In fact, I rarely do, to be honest with you. That 24-hour rule that many people talk about, if you see something that you really want, I'm not suggesting that you should deprive yourself. I'm suggesting that you wait 24 hours. And if 24 hours later you still really want it and you can afford it, by all means, go and get it. The big deal here is you don't want to mindlessly spend. You don't want to just go and spend because it's a sport. It's like window shopping, where you think, I'm just going to look and see, and then you wind up spending and you don't really have a plan in place. So when you have a plan, you stick to the plan, and then you tweak your financial plan as life would dictate. The other is network. Network really early on. You want to embrace your career and increase your earning potential. And one of the best pieces of advice that I learned along the way is just because you can doesn't mean you should. Even when you have more money coming in, people still create wealth, not by how much they make, but by how little they spend. So think about it. Set yourself up for success in your 20s.